Have you ever wondered if we could find a switch to slow down the aging process? For centuries, we have searched for a fountain of youth. We've tried countless diets, exercises, and potions, all with the hope of adding more healthy years to our lives. Now, scientists may have stumbled upon something truly remarkable. They have found a clue hidden deep within our brains. This new discovery suggests that aging might not just happen to us. Instead, it might be actively controlled by a specific part of our brain. It's an exciting idea that could change how we think about getting older. This potential breakthrough comes from a fascinating study that looked at the brain's role in how our entire body ages. The researchers identified a special protein that seems to act like a master regulator. When this protein is present in high amounts, our bodies seem to stay younger for longer. But as its levels drop, the signs of aging appear to accelerate. This isn't just about wrinkles or grey hair, it's about the fundamental processes that affect our strength, our memory, and our overall health. What if we could control the levels of this protein? It's a question that has scientists buzzing with possibilities. Imagine your body as a complex orchestra with many different instruments playing together in harmony. For the music to sound right, you need a conductor. This research suggests that a small region in the brain, the hypothalamus, acts as that conductor for aging. It sends out signals that tell the rest of the body how to behave. When the conductor is working well, the orchestra plays a beautiful, youthful tune. But when the conductor gets tired and its signals weaken, the music starts to fall apart. This is what we experience as aging, a loss of coordination and function across our bodies. The key to this entire process seems to be a protein called Menin. Think of Menin as the conductor's baton. As long as the conductor is waving the baton with energy, the orchestra stays on track. The study found that as we get older, the amount of Menin in the hypothalamus naturally decreases. This decline appears to be a trigger, a signal that sets off a cascade of aging processes throughout the body. It's a simple but powerful idea. The loss of one specific protein in one small part of the brain could be a primary driver of how we age. Let's talk more about the hypothalamus. This tiny almond-sized structure is located deep inside your brain. Despite its small size, it is incredibly important. It is your body's smart control center, managing all sorts of essential functions without you even thinking about it. It regulates your body temperature, telling you to shiver when you're cold or sweat when you're hot. It also controls your hunger, thirst, and sleep cycles. The hypothalamus is the crucial link between your nervous system and your hormone system, keeping your body in a stable, balanced state known as homeostasis. Now, scientists believe this control center has another job, managing the pace of aging. The protein Menin, found within the hypothalamus, seems to be central to this role. When Menin levels are high, it helps maintain youthful function. It does this by keeping another important process in check: inflammation. You might think of inflammation as something that happens when you get a cut or an infection, but there's also a low-grade chronic inflammation that can build up in our bodies as we age. This inflammaging is linked to many age-related diseases. So what happens when Menin levels start to drop? The study suggests that this is when things begin to go wrong. With less Menin to act as a brake, the hypothalamus starts sending out inflammatory signals to the rest of the body. These signals are carried through small particles called extracellular vesicles, which travel through your bloodstream. They are like little messages telling your body's tissues to start aging. This increased inflammation can affect everything from your immune system to your muscle strength and even how well your brain works. This process helps explain why aging seems to affect the entire body all at once. It's not just one organ wearing out on its own. Instead, a central command post in the brain is broadcasting instructions to age. The loss of Menin in the hypothalamus seems to kick off this chain reaction. The brain becomes more inflamed, and this inflammation spreads, causing a domino effect. This leads to the familiar signs of aging, such as cognitive decline, frailty, and a general loss of vitality. It's a fascinating insight into how interconnected our bodies truly are. The scientists behind this research wanted to test their idea. If a drop in Menin causes aging, could restoring it reverse the process? They conducted an experiment on old mice. These mice, like old humans, showed typical signs of aging. They had poorer memory and were physically weaker than their younger counterparts. The researchers used a special technique to increase the levels of menin specifically in the hypothalamus of these old mice. The results were quite astonishing. The mice showed remarkable improvements in their cognitive function and physical endurance, but that's not all. The team discovered another piece of the puzzle. They found that menin works by controlling the production of a chemical called D-serine. D-serine is an amino acid that plays a vital role in how our brain cells communicate, particularly in areas related to learning and memory. When menin levels are high, D-serine levels are also high. When menin levels fall, D-serine production plummets. This discovery gave the scientists another idea. What if they could just bypass menin and give the old mice D-serine directly? And that is exactly what they did. They gave another group of old mice D-serine as a supplement in their drinking water. The outcome was just as impressive as restoring menin. The mice that received D-serine performed much better in memory tests. They were better at navigating mazes and remembering objects. They also showed improvements in their physical strength and coordination. It was as if a component of their youth had been restored. The supplement appeared to rejuvenate their brains and consequently their bodies simply by replenishing this one chemical. This is particularly exciting because D-serine is a naturally occurring substance. It can be found in various foods we eat, including soybeans, eggs, nuts, and seeds. The idea that a simple dietary supplement could potentially mimic the effects of restoring a key aging protein is incredibly promising. It suggests a much simpler and more accessible path to intervention than complex genetic therapies. By boosting D-serine levels, we might be able to counteract some of the negative effects that a loss of menin has on the aging brain and body. This research opens up a thrilling new avenue in our quest to understand and combat aging. The discovery that a single protein in the hypothalamus could have such a profound impact on the entire body is a major step forward. It provides a clear target for future therapies. The fact that a simple supplement like D-serine was able to produce such positive results in mice gives us a tangible sense of hope. It moves the conversation from abstract theories about aging to a practical strategy that could one day be tested in people. However, and this is a very important point, we must be cautious. These remarkable results were seen in mice. Mice are not humans. While they are useful models for studying biology, what works in a mouse does not always work in a person. Our bodies are far more complex, and the aging process is influenced by a wider range of genetic and environmental factors. Many promising findings in animal studies have failed to translate to human clinical trials. More research is absolutely essential to see if these effects can be replicated safely in humans. So what are the next steps? Scientists will need to conduct rigorous studies to confirm these findings. They will need to understand the long-term effects of supplementing with D-serine and determine the right dosage for humans. Clinical trials will be necessary to measure whether it can actually improve cognitive function, strength, and other markers of aging in people without causing harmful side effects. This process takes time, often many years, and requires careful planning and execution to ensure patient safety is the top priority. In conclusion, this discovery is a very exciting piece of the aging puzzle. It gives us a new way to think about how and why we grow old. The idea that we might be able to slow or even partially reverse some aspects of aging with a substance found in our food is deeply compelling. But for now, it remains a promising lead, not a proven cure. As we wait for more research, the best advice remains the same. A healthy diet, regular exercise, and staying mentally active are still our most reliable tools for a long and healthy life.